Good morning, students. So yesterday we discussed about recursion of algorithms. We discussed Fibonacci series, factorial program, and also discussed about towers of Haney problem. Now, does anybody any doubt? Please write a message in chat box. Today we will discuss about another topic is performance analysis. Already yesterday discussed about space conflict. Some more examples we discussing about how we calculate the performance analysis. So see here. So what is performance analysis? It consists of space complexity and time complexity. So, performance analysis, it is an algorithm is said to be for performance analysis. An algorithm is said to be efficient and fast if it takes less time to execute and consumes less memory space. Then we call it as the performance analysis. That algorithm is perfect for this problem. Okay, so coming to the space complexity, what is space complexity means? The amount of space required. Okay. So here space complexity algorithm is the amount of memory it need to run to its completion. Okay. Here, space complexity of an algorithm is the amount of memory it need to run to its completion. So, the measure of space complexity of an algorithm is the sum of the following components. That is, here space complexity is calculated by fixed part and variable part. Okay. Okay, so what is space complexity means? The space complexity of algorithm is the amount of memory it needs to run to complete. Okay, so we have the space complexity of algorithm is calculated by S of P equal to C means fixed part and SP means variable part. Okay. So understand the definition, amount of memory required for that program to execute. Okay, coming to the fixed part is the independent of instance characteristics. So it is the independent of instance characteristics, whereas variable part is space for variable whose size is depends on a particular problem instance. Okay, so for example, for fixed part we have example is for simple variables or constants or example for fixed part. Coming to the variable part, so we represent arrays. We're taking array as the variable part example. So fixed part is independent of instance characteristics, whereas variable part is spaces for variable whose size is depend on the on particular problem instance, that is variable part. So see here some few examples for space complexity. So this is the very small example for see here for algorithm for algorithm here. See here a program, small program. This is written, we will return these values by taking two variables as by taking three variables. Okay, so here A will requires 1 unit space, and B requires 1 unit space, and C requires 1 unit space. So total this algorithm will requires 3 unit space. So see here in this example, see here in this example, here fixed variables are A, B, C, because these variables size is fixed. For example, if I am taking these variables as int, so A, B, C, so these variable size never change because int occupies only 2 bytes of memory. So total this algorithm requires 3 into 3 variables, 3 into 2. Each one carries to total memory space required is 6 bytes. If the A value, maybe the variable A value, the variable has any value, the variable A has any value, B has any value, but the size is fixed. So this type of variables we call it as fixed part. This type of we call it as a fixed part. Okay. So here A equal to 1, B equal to 1, C equal to 1. So we call it as a fixed part. So see another example. See here. Here. So here variables. See here. What are the variables here? S is one variable. A is variable. N is variables. Okay. So here each one carries 1 unit. Okay. So A equal to 1. So N equal to 1 and S equal to 1. So these values never, this space never change because they are fixed rate. Here, for example, I am taking int A, N, S, these are all I am taking it. So each carries 2 bytes of memory. Each occupies 2 bytes of memory. So these values we call it as fixed rate. Fixed rate. So what is so this type of we call it as a fixed part. Okay, then we move to the variable part. So see here, here the value where the variable is value is changes. Okay, so for example here, see here in array. So I am taking int okay. So in this example, see here, I value is up to n. So here A moves up to, sorry, in this example, I and S are constants. So see here A value contains up to A size is up to A of I means A of n. So here A value contains how many units? A contains n units. Okay, so n units. So because this n value will changes the values of the unit is also the values of this space will also change. So this part we call it as a variable part. Whenever this changes, the part is also changes. So this part we call it as a variable part. So total for this algorithm is so total space complexity for this algorithm is n plus. So each time it will allocate one unit for each 3 items. So total complexity is n plus 3 units. So here 3 constants are there. Every time it will allocate one memory. So total n plus 3 space required for this algorithm. Okay. Why you are taking a as n? A gives n means here size of the value of the a is depending upon the n. So here if n value is 10, the a value is 10 into how many bytes it will. We are taking a as int, so 10 into 2 bytes. So total memory is 20. If the n value is 30, so 30 into 2. So here the size of the array will increase depending upon the n value. So this type of values we call it as a variable part. So here I and S are fixed part. Okay, clear. So these are not repeated programs, just these are the basic programs. So coming to the another example, see here. So just a small another example for better understanding. So algorithm we have sum is an algorithm is there. So it has n size. Okay. We are writing some variables here I comma inside just for general thinking. We have and we are taking these as variables. And we write some other code. Okay. Then it will end. Okay, so see the example here. So see here. See here, what are the variables here? So here, what are the fixed variables here in this examples here? So fixed variables are, we have two variables, one is n and another one is I. So in this example, these two are fixed variables. So because why we call it as fixed part, because if we are taking int I comma n. Okay, so its memory is fixed. It will provide 2 bytes of memory for I and n. This size is fixed, so we call it as a fixed part. Coming to the variable part, okay. So in this example, coming to the variable part, this one we call it as the variable part. So fixed part are I comma n, whereas variable part is a of n. Why we call it as a variable part? Because I'm taking int okay a of n. So I am taking this array as int, so it will provide 2 bytes of memory into n into 2 bytes. So if the n value is 10, it will provide 20 bytes. So the memory size will increase by depending upon the n value. So we call it as the variable part. So does everybody understand what is the fixed part and what is the variable part? If anybody has any doubt, please write a message chat box. So these are only general problems. Now we are moved to the recursion. So the function calls itself, we call it as a recursive. So in this, how we identify the fixed part and how we identify the variable part. In the previous example, so in the previous algorithm, the space is what is the space for the previous algorithm is, so A of n, so size of the program is n, so n plus two variables we have, one is I, another one is n, so n plus 2 is the space complexity for the previous algorithm, that is algo just I write that algorithm, that space complexity is n plus 2. Next, coming to the recursive algorithms, see here. Understand or not? Okay, understand. So just understand this problem or not, just I am taking this example. 1 minute. So just write this example. Say algorithm sum n I of a comma n. See here, if you run this algorithm, so if you run this algorithm many times, okay, um, the variables that are not changed based on execution or fixed part. If the size of the variable depends on the execution instance, the variables we call it as a variable part. So in this example, the size assigned for variable n, I already told you n is fixed and I is fixed. It will allocate 2 bytes of memory. Then in the same way, so here I and n are also fixed part. So here a of n is not the fixed part, because for example, if the some value is 6, so memory is 6 into 12 bytes of memory will allocate here 6 blocks for that array. Okay, and if you are taking some value is 10, so here it allocate 10 blocks of memory, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So here the values here in this array size is not the same. So first the first instance has a array of size of 6, and the second instance the array size is 10. Okay, so this array is of we call it as variable part, because it depends upon the value of n. Okay, so space complexity for this algorithm is, so it depends upon the n value. So n plus 2 variables are there, that is I and n. So that is 1 plus 1 2. The space complexity for this algorithm is n plus 2. So see another example here. Wait, I'm just copying another example. So see example here. So all of you understand about the space complexity. So it depending upon the two parts, fixed part and variable part. See this red color algorithm. So this is an recursive algorithm. How we calculate for recursive algorithm? Because here see here the function calls rsum is a function. The function calls itself. We call it as a recursive algorithm. So here the example is based on recursion. So in recursion, each time a function call is made separate, space is assigned until its finish execution. So here recursive calls are some more difficult. So here we are using some stack function. We are using stack here for these are some. So here each then the function call is made. Separate space is assigned until its finished execution. So recursion can depends on n value. Okay. So see recursion depends on n value. So space assigned depends on n value. So the space assigned is variable, and in each recursion, two fixed values are assigned and one fixed return value. Okay. So see here two fixed values are there. So in this example, we have two fixed variables are there. So here one is a fixed variable and n is fixed variable and return is the fixed variable. So in this fixed part is a comma n comma return are the fixed part in this example. Okay. So what is the variable part? So variable part is here a of in this example so return some a m minus 1 plus here a of n is our logic. I missed the logic. Okay, so here the variable part is this part we call it as the okay, this part we call it as the variable part. A of n is we call it as the variable part. So in this example, what is the space complexity for this algorithm? Okay, so we are taking here three variables every time when the function calls, it will allocate three variables every time. So that is for generally it is 3 variable continuous cons 3 plus how many times the algorithm will how many times the algorithm will repeat means if the n value is there, so the algorithm will repeat n plus 1 times. So that is the complexity of this algorithm is 3 into n plus 1. So how I tell this is n plus 1 times repeated means, so see for example, I am taking the value as n equal to 3. I am taking n value is 3. So here r sum equal to a comma 3. Okay, r sum equal to a comma 3. So every time when we calling a recursive function, every time it will allocate memory continuously in stack. So first of all, when we give when we call this function, so here the stack will allocate the memory. First time we have called the r sum, so I am writing rs here. So okay, in this stack, first of all, we allocate the memory. So for that, rs means r sum. I am calling the variable a with n value is 3. So when the n value is 3, what happened? It will store in the stack. So we don't know the a of 3 value. So we don't know a of 3. So for each time we will call 3 when the function a of 3. So it will call here a of 3. Then move inside the program. So it will take the a value, n value, and r value. So every time when we function call n equal to 3, these 3 fixed part variables are called. Then second time when move in this when move in this function, so then the value of n is moved to the a comma n minus 1, that is 2. Again we are calling these 3 fixed part. Then again we move to the a comma 1. So in this also we are using these 3 variables also. Okay. So then we use the function rs. Okay. So rs, then we have called the a comma 0 value. Okay. In this also it will call these 3 variables, because when a equal to 0, it will return 0. So for this purpose, it will call these 3 variables in a of 0 also. So total complexity, see here 3 into. So total complexity 3 variables. Here we are 3 fixed variables. 3 into how many times this function will repeat? I am taking n equal to 3. So total 4 times. So total 4 times means n plus 1. Okay. So the complexity of this algorithm is n plus 1 into 3. Okay. The complexity for this algorithm is n plus 1 into 3. Okay, when at a equal to 0, it will return 0, but it calls these 3 variables and return those variables as 0. In this r equal to 0 means it will return the n return value as 0, means it will call these values, but it will allocate 0 for that values. I am talking about 4 times the function will repeat. Okay. And another why we cannot take r some a comma n minus as variable part, because here it will not size of that function will not repeat. So a value is 2 and n value is 2, so it will not take as a variable part. When we call it as a variable part means just the variable part will increase the space of the memory. That function we call it as a variable. But here, if we allocate n value 10, 20, also the a and n are constant. That's why we are not taking, we are not considered r of sum of a of n minus 1, because the size is 2 bytes for a and n by n is also 2 bytes. If you are taking any value, the size is fixed. The size will not change. But when coming to the a of why we are taking a of n as a variable part means when the n value is 10 into 20 bytes. When the n value is 11, n value is 20, 40 bytes of memory. N value is 36. So the memory space will vary, and that's why we take it as a variable part. Okay, understand? And why will return 0? No, we are not returning any values. Just we call these three a and return parts once again. That's why the function calls the number of times. So here the complexity for this is n plus 1 into 3 times. 3 means 3 variables here. So 3 fixed part variables, and n plus 1 we are calling n plus 1 times we are recursing the algorithm. So that's why we call it as n plus 1 into 3. So the space complexity for this algorithm is n plus 1 into 3. Okay, clear? So first just you just remember what is the fixable part and what is the variable part. Then you have to calculate the space complexity for that algorithm. Okay. So here the recursion call depending upon the value of n. So space assigned depending upon n value. So the space assigned is variable, and in each recursion 2 fixed variables are assigned and 1 fixed return value. So here if n equal to 3 variables in each function, performance analysis. Okay. Here if n equal to 3, function calls is made 4 times because of one failure condition. Space complexity is n plus 1 into 3. So the value here 3 is for, okay, the space complexity is n plus 1 into 3. So here I already told you 3 for variable in each function. Okay, each function we call these 3 variables, and performance analysis of space complexity is very important to analyze the algorithm. So here, okay, so performance analysis is very important to analyze the algorithm by taking his by calculating his space complexity and time complexity. Then we identify the then you find the which algorithm is the best for that problem. Okay, so this is about space complexity. Anybody has any doubt? Okay, this is the formula S of p equal to fixed part plus variable part. Okay, so algorithm in space complexity requires instruction space. I already told you data space and environmental space. Okay, instruction space, and so see here in this We have the instruction space. Instruction space is for execution program, and data space is store all the constants and variable space. And last one is environmental space. Environmental space is used for, okay, environment space is the size of the environment information needed to resume the suspended functions. So suspended functions means these functions can be paused and resumed at a later time. So we call it as a suspension function. So then here space complexity can be calculated in two ways: constant space complexity and linear space complexity. Just now call as a fixed part and variable, same call it as a constant space complexity, linear space complexity. So this is variable part is linear part and constant part is fixed part. So same thing, constant space complexity is nothing but fixed part, and linear space complexity is for the variable part. Okay, next coming to the time complexity. So here time complexity is the total amount of time required by an algorithm to complete its execution. We call it as the time complexity. So here we have two types are there. So constant time complexity, same in this fixed part and variable part is there. So in this, so just I'm discussing these two concepts today. Tomorrow we will discuss in depth about the time complexity of this algorithm. Okay. So here constant time complexity is, so if you what is time constant time complexity means, if a program requires a fixed amount of time for all input values, so it requires same time for all amount of values, then we call it as a constant time complexity. So for example, see here, I already explained in class, in previous class, int sum, int a comma int b. So here it will return a plus b. So it take constant time for these two variables a and b. So here fixed amount of time for these two inputs a and b. So this type of we call it as a constant time. This type we call it as a constant time complexity. Then coming to the linear time complexity. So here input values are increasing, then the time complexity will change. So if the input values are increasing, the time complexity will change. So so for this we are see here for this we are choosing for linear time complexity. If the input value increases, the time also increases. For this example, we are taking sum of array elements. Okay, we are choosing the program sum of array elements. So I am writing here program. So int sum. Okay, I am taking some array function. Okay, int sum equal to 0 comma I. So I am taking for loop for I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. Okay, sum equal to sum plus a of I. So I am taking small a here, sum plus a of I. Okay, so this is the recursive program. So in this, what are the fixed part and what are the variable part? Return sum. Okay, so for this, what is the fixed part and what are the variable part? So we already know for const for comments we have take any memory, any space for that, any units of memory. Just it will random, it will provide some temporary memory for that comments. Okay, so see here in this uh, so here we are using assignment statements. Okay, we are assigning, so here using assignment statement, then we check the condition statement, then we are taking the loop here. Okay, then this is the loop start here, this is the body of the loop. Okay, so here what are the fixed is means n is fixed, sum is also fixed. Okay, n is fixed, n is fixed, sum is also fixed. N fixed, sum fixed, I is also fixed part. Okay, whereas the variable part is only a of I is the variable part. So if loop will start n, then it will repeat the loop until n plus 1 times. Okay, so in this first case, n is there, sum is there, I is there, so total constants are 3 here, so we cannot calculate. So here we are providing 3 units of time. One is for n and another is for sum and another is for I. Okay, then coming to this loop. So here for loop, we are repeating this until n. So the loop will repeat n plus 1 times, and for initialization 1, I for 1. So 1 plus here we are writing here. Here we calculate as here 1 plus for 1 for I, so that loop repeat for n plus 1 times, and the another one is for n times. So that is n for n value. So this is the n times, so total repeat equal n plus 1. Okay, so so total is 2n plus 2. Okay, so see here, this is the body of the loop. So the body of the loop will repeat how many times? N times. Here how many constants are there? I and sum. So 2 constants, 2n. So total complexity of this is 4n plus 4. So 4n plus 2. Okay, sum of these two we got is 4n plus 2. So the time complexity for this algorithm is 4n plus 2. So does anybody any doubt? Please write a message. Tomorrow I will explain this time complexity with some more example. I will take some more example for the time complexity, and we will discuss tomorrow asymptotic notation. So what is big O notation and what is theta notation? What is omega notations? We discussed in asymptotic notations in next class, time complexity and asymptotic notations. In the next class, does anybody has any doubt? Please write a message in chat box. Any queries? I already told you, don't give space in your roll number who is 505. So it is taking difficult for it is very difficult to take attendance. So don't give any space in your roll number 505, 553, 513, 532, 551, 552. Don't do this type thing next time. I will not provide any just a remove from this group if you are writing like that. Thank you. Any queries?